kind of non-traditional signing days nowadays in the way that they're set up. So this really is kind of just a recap. Have not spoke to you guys in a long time, and at the end open up questions about things that have happened over the last couple months. But you know, as you look at the class, when you combine the high school class and portal class, which I think kind of the way you got to look at it now, almost if you were in the NFL and you took the draft class and the free agency, if they were the same time of year and you looked at them together, I feel like that's kind of the way to look at it now as you remake your rosters each year. So it's kind of crazy to think about 3 new quarterbacks, 4 running backs, 10 wide receivers, 9 offensive line, 2 tight ends, 6 defensive line, 2 linebackers, 3 defensive backs, and 3 specialists. So, and that's not obviously counting the numbers of players that were here that were potentially leaving and re-signed here, which now is obviously a part of it too. So that's a lot of numbers. And I do think that our staff did a really good job in a very challenging situation. Now, luckily we were recruiting to LSU and all the great things with that made us able to put together this class, but that was a challenging time. You know, it's been discussed before, the calendar is what it is, and you know, to try and have put together a staff at the same time of trying to keep the current players immediately before the portal opened as they were preparing for a bowl game with the previous staff, and then just kind of uncharted waters by our staff, a number of our staff offensively going back and forth between the playoff run at the last place and then trying to put together this group here. So I do get really excited when I think about, okay, you know, these are a lot of really good players, a lot of really talented players coming together and whatever rankings, number 1 portal class and that stuff. To be able to do that with all those challenges, to me, even excites me even more as you look to the future of LSU and what we'll be able to do as we're here for a full year. And we've been able to recruit the high school kids and especially in-state kids to have the relationships there to make the high school class even better than what it was. But then as you look at the portal, to have our own players, and really over the time since the portal has come about, basically where we've been, for the most part, the players that we want to stay when the portal opens stays where we are on our roster. So that really excites me because I think we were able to do all this with a really good staff. Billy, general manager, did a great job in transition here, including a number of people in the building, especially in the recruiting department, that were able to help us in the transition and do a great job. To be able to now look into next year and have all that set, what everybody's roles are, and what they're supposed to do in that, really excites me. So where that puts us now is that we have a really talented roster. Does that mean we're going to win games? Not necessarily. Does that mean they're going to be a great team? No. We have a lot of work to do now. We had a team meeting this morning right here a few hours ago and talked a lot about that. So you all came together and came from all these different places, okay, but now you've got to put all that aside and you've got to be able to work for the betterment of the program and the team and to put all that together, and that'll be a ton of work for a long time now in this offseason. Defensively, obviously keeping mostly the defensive staff allows us schematically over there, not much change, but offensively we have all the new players and a new system to put in here. So excited about the work ahead. One of the good things, obviously, about all of this change is that you do have a lot of really talented players, so that is a big challenge to be able to say, okay, can we put them all together so they play really well? And, you know, we've been able to do that really the last couple of years at the previous place of a ton of turnover, especially last year, and this time a year ago having a much different roster and turnover and all kinds of players go to the NFL and I think 2 returning starters, and we're able to do what we did. So this is a great challenge. Glad that we're here doing it. The whole town was amazing in recruiting to help bring all these kids in, and the hospitality that they showed them at the hotels, restaurants, on campus was unbelievable, and they could feel it. There were all kinds of meetings at the end of the official visits when you talk through, okay, what did you think about your experience, parents, the players, and they said, really, it was amazing. The LSU experience and the Baton Rouge experience and how they felt coming here to visit was a huge part. I know a lot gets played about NIL and those things, but a ton of them talking about a huge part of why they came here is the way that they felt on their trip here to the city of Baton Rouge and to LSU, how they treated them.